Hey everybody, it's Jason. Welcome back to another Kingdom Rush Elemental Uprising unboxing. This is for the Gnomish Gnonsense expansion. This is one of the Versus packs. We're going to get a brand new hero, a brand new boss, plus another champion, some mods, some other fun stuff in the game as well. Just a little mini expansion ad. Now, I don't have the regular full box for it because I bought the Elemenace Chest, which contains every set expansion for Elemental Uprising in one box, but we'll still have all the different stuff to go through. Yeah, so we'll go through each of these one at a time. We're gonna get some new Horde cards, new champion with a war leader, some mushroom Horde cards, boss cards, of course, with Zizzy, our new champion, who is Raz and Rags, his miniatures, some special tiles, and some new other mods. So let's go ahead and hop in and look at our brand new our only character, Raz and Rags here. So this is kind of like, if like lots of games like that, kind of like the goofy elementer aspect to a game. Like, here's our game. It's, I mean, maybe not serious, but like, it's pretty straightforward fantasy or whatever. This kind of adds a little bit of like goofiness to the series, but it's fun. Plus, you guys are in the regular mobile games, so it's not like they're created specifically. So you have a big giant golem, who I believe is Rags, and a little goblin on top, who is Raz, and he has a bunch of little bunny rabbits. So that's gonna be his thing there. If we look at his board here, we have for basic attack. Melee damage does physical damage. He gets to place 2 cookies. And then, in any direction, he gets to place a magical cookie. So that's kind of neat. Just to slam down here, these little cookie tiles. Again, like I said, just gets a little goofy. Here he has Kami Hair. Raz and Rags have 2 bunny damage tiles. Bunny tiles may be placed only on blank spaces without enemies on a horde. So he gets his little tiny bunny rabbits as well. Just to place down there. Now he has lots of health for 2 movement. So at the beginning of Raz and Rags' activation, place each bunny so that each is on a different horde within 2 spaces of Raz and Rags. Or move all bunnies from the horde and put a double damage count on each horde that had a bunny removed from it. Does true damage. So he gets to do physical damage. He gets to do magic damage at range. And then he can place his bunnies around, and he can remove them. So one turn he can place them, the next turn he can remove them to do double true damage. So he's going to be doing a lot of different types of damage and a lot of different areas. So that's pretty cool. A little bit different way to play a character. We're going to hop in here, bunny rabbit humor, and look at his so now we have Kami Hair, which obviously is like a reference to Kamiha from Dragon Ball Z, one of the famous energy blast attacks. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. So this is a passive. It says, with this, now it's 3 bunny damage tiles and maybe only placed on blank spaces. Although when the bunny's out, you can't move them to a different spot just to place another tile. So if you place them somewhere, you probably don't want to place them in one of the far corners, so you don't have to accidentally worry about, like, oh, I needed that space to place this L tile or this double tile. But yeah, now you get to use all 3 bunny rabbits, which is pretty cool. Now, it would have been really neat if they would have made little 1-tile bunny miniatures, much like the soldiers or the Sand Warriors. That would have been really cool as well, just because it would have been easier to pick up and move around every turn, too. We have Hammer Time. So it says Hammer Time. Smash with a double one, then splash damage with a single one for true damage, then move 1 space. Which just could be helpful to let you get farther along, or just somewhere else to place your bunnies in different spots. We have Razzmatazz. She's a chicken, an anchor, possibly a glove, and a mushroom. Definitely weird. Place each of your bunnies damage tiles so that each is on a different horde within 2 spaces of Raz and Rags. So this could be cool because then you could like remove them, do that true damage. This will let you place them down right away again. So then you can use them again the next turn. And then we have Angry Gnome, which is going to do basically more powerful than his basic attack. Does a L-shaped cookie for melee and physical damage, and then a ranged one for magic with 2 spots. So that's pretty cool. Get some different abilities for him. Then we have his solo card. So we're going to get some different abilities with that. We're going to have move 3. Then you get to do a melee with, this is going to be like his last ability we just saw there. Which is usually how solo works. But yeah, we're going to get melee for 3 and magic for 2. But he also gets that 3 movement as well. So he gets better opportunity on where to place or hit everything. Cool. So that's that. Up next, we have the Gnome Garden cards. So we're going to have, I think, 5 of these. So the Gnome Gardens, I said, so you may add the 3 Gnome Trickster Tower mods. So we're going to get this, let you play gnomes in different directions. They cost 1 gold instead of 2, but their effect differs between rounds. So they're kind of like interesting little trickster gnome things. So shuffle the 5 Gnome Garden cards, put them near the map. Each round after spawning hordes and before playing your cards, draw a Gnome Garden card, which determines how the Gnome Trickster mod works that round. So if I play this on one of my towers, so instead when it activates, I can play this to see what they do. So we might disintegrate. If a Gnome Trickster attacks, if 2 Gnome Tricksters attack 1 horde, put 2 double magic tiles on it. If 3 Gnome Tricksters attack 1 horde, destroy it. So that's pretty cool. Like if you purchase all 3 of these mods and then you line them up in the right order, you can do lots of extra damage or just straight up destroy certain mods. We have Pickpocket. If any horde is destroyed this round in range of a Gnome Trickster, gain 1 coin. Basically paid for itself, helps you buy more mods. Trick or Treat. If you have purchased 2 or more gnome mods, gain a crystal. Shuffle all Gnome Garden cards, including this one, together to make a new Gnome Garden deck. We have Poison, does double magic. This damage may only be placed in a horde that has no damage tiles on it. But you can place it anywhere, right? I'm guessing you only place it within range of where your tower can shoot. Yeah, it doesn't specify, but I'm assuming that's what it means. And then Expelagocious, deal 1 damage to an adjacent horde. So yeah, 1 does 1 damage, 1 does 2 damage, but it has that little caveat that it can have damage. 1 gets you coins, 1 gets you gems, and the other one just outright helps you destroy stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool. They have the different mods. You have worked as a team. Now, it doesn't have to be 1 player has to own all 3 mods. Each player could, if you're playing a 4-player game, each player can each buy one. You just have to line up your things a little bit better. But the thing is, do you place them every turn hoping to get that 1 card? Or not? But you can kind of also gain, like, oh, if I've drawn Explosive Poison, and I haven't drawn the other 3 yet, I have a 1 of 3 chance. If you end up drawing Pickpocket as well, now you know you're either going to draw Trick or Treat and have to reshuffle all the cards and not get Disintegrate, or you'll get Disintegrate. So you can kind of plan that way a little bit as well. Yeah, so those are our special things there. Then we have some brand new other tiles. We have Sheep Hordes. We're going to get 3 of these. Sheep Hordes are special. Sheep Hordes all have 8 sheep on them. Now they have the blue borders around them. You can't place tiles on them. And they have the little board. They're in different orientations. But sheeps are special because they cannot be attacked by towers or heroes. They're on your side. They still activate and move like hordes marching towards the kingdom. When a sheep horde reaches the kingdom, you do not lose. In fact, you want them to do that. So this is an interesting little like extra almost mod you could add to the game, or like extra challenge, because now you're trying to let the sheep escape. Sheep horde activates, it moves 3 spaces forward. Then for each non-horde sheep that it jumps over, put a damage on that horde sheep. So we have another enemy in one of the other expansions, wild boar or Wildeboar, I think it is. When he hops over something, he damages that. Sheep are the other way. If they have to run through enemies, they get hurt. So what you want to do is eliminate anything that's in front of them so they have a clear path. Because you put a double damage tile on each one, so we just, basically cover up one sheep each time. Put it on the sheep horde. When you have to stack a flying horde on top of a sheep, first put damage on that horde. Neither heroes nor soldiers may enter a sheep horde. You can't move sheep hordes by any other means, i.e. using Storm Blossoms or Faustus' ability from one of the expansions so that you move tiles. So what you want to do is let them escape. Now, each different scenario is going to have that involves these. Also has different things in there for winning. So some might say you have to get every sheep off. Some might say you only have to get a couple of them off. So in the first scenario here with the sheep, it says each time a sheep horde escapes the map, check how many herds survive. For each set of 4 herds, flip a token. After all are flipped, you win this to the end of the round. So what you want to do is you have to keep 4 of these of the 8 alive. So they can take a little bit of damage. Now, taking damage though, I guess you'd have to, because it doesn't really specify it in here, you'd have to determine how you place them 2 tiles on there. I personally would say you have to put it on the sheep and just cover up each sheep. But you could argue saying you have to put 2 damage tiles on each one. So you could put a 2 there and a 2 there, which effectively get you some extra bonuses. And then you could put 1 there, and then 1 there. So then, same thing here, you could put 1 here, 1 here. So it would take a little bit longer to eventually cover everything up. So you get 2 free ones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra ones. So that means technically they take a lot more damage. I guess that's just your difficulty you want to play. You want easy, maybe the first time playing, just let you put damage and kind of avoid the sheep the first time. I would probably say you have to put it directly on the sheep. But again, it doesn't specifically say that. So victory condition on the second one, say 10 sheep herds and pay 6 gold to pay the gnomes, which is a different thing altogether. But yes, you have to keep 6 of them alive. There's only obviously 3 cards, so it's not 6 cards, it's 6 of each different little ones. So that's pretty cool. Then let's look at our brand new enemies. We have our new hordes. So we have 2 different ones. We have M1 and M2 for mushroom. Our mushroom hordes. So our first one are going to have this angry little mushroom, which is called a boom shroom, I believe. If I remember right. Boom shroom. So it says, if we look at the back of these, we have 3 big ones, and they're going to have their special little icon on there. There's a second one, and there's a third one. So again, can't cover up the purple one. It says, the little explosion, so it says, Boom Shoom deals 1 damage to each hero and soldier on or adjacent to this horde when it is destroyed. So you destroy this, it's going to just do damage to everything around it. So hitting it with your towers while you're at a distance is better. It's just, again, one of these enemies, if you play lots of RPGs or games, you have an enemy that runs towards you that explodes, you want to destroy them before they get next to you. You don't want to use melee damage. This is basically it. And this is pretty much why. It says, then we have our second one that says, before the game, shuffle Boom Shoom cards M2, which are these ones, and put them nearby. When Mushroom Horde 1 deals 1 damage to each hero and soldier on adjacent to Horde, when it's destroyed, then replace it with the top card of the Boom Shroom deck. And they may only appear as relative. So not only do they blow up, then they add extra damage counters. Which now you have to then take out all these little mushroom spores that are on there. So they kind of look like skulls, but that's saying this blows up, does damage to everything, and then it summons that little mushroom. And then now you summon all these mushrooms, so it explodes into tinier damage that also does more damage. So these guys are a very interesting enemy because they're a double whammy of enemies that you have to fight. And again, you're going to take them out. Like, taking out the big guys at a distance might not be as hard. Taking out the small ones might be a little trickier. Alright, then we have our champion for this game. We have the Gnoll Warrior, or War Leader, sorry. Just like all the other champions, you will summon him. He'll have the black border. He'll have his armor on there. He has the skulls. You check the champion deck from the base game. It will tell you how many skulls are available, if he does a special ability or not, which is Death by 1,000 Cuts. Return a tower mod on a tower adjacent to Gnoll War Leader to the supply. If there are no tower mods to return, reduce the level of an adjacent tower by 1 instead. Then wither all blossoms adjacent to Gnoll Leader. So you want to definitely try and get rid of them skulls before he gets next to your mods. Otherwise, they're going to start costing you a lot of stuff. Alright. Then, finally, for enemies, we have our brand new one. We have Zizzy. So, throw up his card there. There's a Zizzy there. I guess that's how you pronounce it. XYZZY. Here's his giant miniature. He's got these, like, mecha sorcery hammers. They're pretty cool. There's the backside. Scales are really neat, too. He'll also come with some hammer tokens, which will be used in the game. I think there's 4 of them, or 6 of them. 5 of them. I was right in the middle. Alright, so he's going to be our boss for the game, and he's obviously going to work like all the other bosses. He'll have his health, and then as you beat him, you flip him over, it'll tell you what he does. So it says push Zizzy back 2 spaces, and then place this card on top of the Slam deck. Slam, deal 1 damage adjacent to all heroes. So it says during phase 4, you may do this. So power up, draw top card from his action deck to add a Slam counter to his pool. If his action is empty, shuffle all cards and draw a new deck. Slam, he performs its Slam action as many times as it can by spending its skull. If Slam actions wouldn't have any effect, or if there are not enough tokens to trigger it, leave the tokens for the next round. Yeah, so he's got to spend two hammer tokens to do this one. And then move him. So that's kind of cool. Then he has his next one, which he gains some more magical resistance. Reclose from air attacks. The giant lizard bellows and races forward. Zizzy does not slam this turn. Remove this card from play. Then he has that one, gains a little bit more. For 1, if a tower is adjacent to Zizzy, can be replaced with a tower. For the next level will replace 1 such tower. Level 4, he gets a bunch of levels in here. 3, destroy 1 tower. Destroy it, that's mean. His 5th form, he actually gains magic resistance and armor in there, which is going to be a pain to fight. It's a full tile card. Crash the ground, Cyber Hammer is now silent demise. Then you'll have his action cards. So his action cards will be another Slam. They're all going to probably be Slam cards. Place this card face up beside its life at the start of the scenario. Deal 1 damage to all heroes adjacent to him. He gains 1 hammer. If you're playing an Iron Challenge, remove it from the game. Gains a hammer, gains 2 hammers, gains 3 hammers, and gains 3 hammers. So basically his hammers will let him store up until he gets defeated, except for the first one, which just starts outside the game. And then eventually, after all the rest of them run out, then he reshuffles. But it's kind of a neat idea, because then he builds up over a course of a couple of turns. Then by then, if you defeated him, he'll have a bunch of stuff prepped up ready to go. He'll use his attacks, and then he'll start kind of over again. So that's pretty cool there. Then we have our scenarios. So we have Then Came the Sheep. Number 2 is Gnomish Debt Collectors. Save the sheep, save the world, and waiting for the hammers to fall. Awesome. So our final set of cards are our Rift cards, which are going to let us bring in these guys into our ultimate scenario mode where you can mix all the expansions in the base game and everything together. Nor War Leaders. Spawn Null War Leader at level 2. Gnome Taxes. After Hordes advance, the team must choose to either pay 2 or spawn Mushroom Horde 1 and spawn point 3. And then we have Zizzy. When Zizzy Rip activates, put 2 Slam tokens on this card, then deal 1 damage per token to adjacent hero, or remove all from this card. If no damage is dealt, remove 1 and move 1 additional space. And then he gets his big giant one, which actually isn't as bad as his regular form, which is definitely nice. So that's what we have for that. So yeah, definitely cool. Yeah, so much like the other Versus expansions, get you an extra hero, which has some really neat stuff, because he has the 3 different types of damage, and the bunny thing times adds, again, wish they were miniatures. Then we have a new boss, which has some interesting mechanics. The mushrooms is kind of a neat little thing. And then new champions. We have 4 basic different elements to add into the game. Plus the new mod towers with the gnome thing, which adds that little bit of randomness, which is kind of cool. Versus just here what this does. You don't know what you're going to necessarily do. Makes the game a little bit different. So you're looking for some extra fun to add to your game, you can pick this guy up. Pack up Gnomish Gnonsense. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you later. Bye.